What is the difference between the suffixes "ais" and "ife"? The dictionary ascribes the same purpose to both these suffixes, to denote, to make, or become. However, for some neologisms, "I" seems much more appropriate than "ife" does, and vice versa. There must be some reason for this. Is there a rule that governs, or describes, when to use one over the other?
Courtesy of at Danbren, here's what it says in word formation in English. With interpolated translations. "Ife" this suffix attaches to 3 kinds of base word. 1. Monosyllabic words. 2. Words stressed on the final syllable. 3. Words stressed on the next to last syllable that end in unstressed I. Neologisms usually do not show stress shift, but some older forms do. Humid tilde humidify, solid, solidify. Translation. There are restrictions on what kind of words "ife" can go on. They have to sound right. Examples of each kind of word root with "ife": pacify, crucify, gentrify, 2 Latin words and a neologism, all from monosyllabic roots. Solemnify, malignify, machinify, likewise 2 Latin, 1 neo, but these are rarer. Shabify, rubify, calcify, ditto. These restrictions have the effect that "ife" is in, almost, complementary distribution with the suffix "ais". Translation. The set of roots that can take "ife" and the set of roots that can take "ais" are, almost, disjoint sets. There is one intersection, which will be described next. The only, but systematic, exception to the complementarity of "ais"-"ife" can be observed with 2. The base words in "I", which take "ife" with loss of the final "I", as in nazify natsfy, or take "ais" with no accompanying segmental changes apart from optional glide insertion, as in Nazi-ais nazi, y, ais. Translation. You can do it either way with words stressed on the next to last syllable that end in unstressed I. But they're the only ones. Semantically, "ife" shows the same range of meanings as "ais", and the 2 suffixes could therefore be considered phonologically conditioned allomorphs. Translation. "Ife" and "ais" can be considered the same morpheme, just like "a" and "an". "Ais", both "ais" and "ife" are polysemous suffixes, which express a whole range of related concepts such as locative, provisional, causative factative, resultative, inchoative, performative, simulative. Translation. There are a lot of kinds of meaning. Polysemous is lower than GK many meanings, for the suffix. These types have technical names. Examples follow. I've changed a few old-fashioned terms to protect the innocent. Locatives are paraphrased as put into X, as in computerize, hospitalize, tubify. Patternyize, fluoridize, youthify are provisional, provide with X, randomize, functionalize, humidify are causative, make, more, X, carbonize, itemize, trustify, and nazify are resultative, make into X, aerosolize and musify are inchoative, become X, anthropologize and speechify are performative, perform X, cannibalize and vampirize can be analyzed as simulative, act like X. The suffix "ais" attaches primarily to roots ending in an unstressed syllable, and the resulting derivatives show rather complex patterns of base allomorphy. Translation. A lot of funny things happen to the roots when adding "ais". Examples follow. For example, bases are systematically truncated, I.e., they lose the rhyme of the final syllable, if they are vowel final and end in 2 unstressed syllables. Truncated memory tilde memorize vs untruncated consonant final hospital tilde hospitalize. Furthermore, polysyllabic derivatives in "ais" are not allowed to have identical onsets in the last 2 syllables, if these are unstressed. In the pertinent cases, truncation is used as a repair strategy, as in feminine tilde feminize and emphasis tilde emphasize. Translation. Most of the non-neologisms were formed in Latin, under Latin phonological and morphological rules, which don't apply to English. So lots of the roots are not really English words, but rather are related to English words, and it gets very complicated trying to account for all the differences between the roots and the words. This is one example of how complex even a teensy-weensy part of English grammar can get. And this isn't even syntax.